the PowerPod Classic. It has both the joystick control and the wheels. I have both handsets. It's the external focus unit, focus zoom iris, the fizz unit with the zoom, all the connectors. I don't have them hooked up right now, but as you'll see in the still pictures, all the cables, and I even have duplicate cables for everything. Here's the zapper. This is when you disconnect the PowerPod, you can operate it via this and a 9-volt battery, which is inside here. You can operate the pan or the tilt, so it makes it easier to put away or to adjust it when there's not power hooked to it. So everything, as you can see, works very smoothly. Pan and tilt. This PowerPod was recently rebuilt by Isaiah in California, and while it was there, it had the right angle support put on it, which is a fairly expensive option. As you can see, I have the airy sliding base plate on it with the witness camera. Again, none of the cables are hooked up, but again, if you check some of the other pictures, you'll see that I have the full multiplexer system with duplicate cables for everything. As you can see, it has every possible thing you can think of, from camera operation to 3 possible focus iris zoom motors, 12 volts, 24 volts. Okay, now I've switched the cable to the hand wheel controls, and you can see they're very smooth. And they have friction controls, reversing controls. I was recently on a shoot with a famous DP named Peter Szynski, and he said it was the smoothest PowerPod he's ever used. It has an AC power supply, 30 volt, that powers all the lens controls, camera power, and the multiplexer. As you can see, it was originally purchased from A&C new from CSC in New York. You can also remove these and run it on 12 volts, 2 12-volt batteries as well. Okay, the power supply here, the multiplexer, you can disconnect the AC power supply and plug in this, and I made this fancy cable where you can just plug in 2 12-volt camera batteries and it will power the entire system, say if you're on an insert car or in a place where you don't have AC power. Okay, we also have, as I said, duplicate cables for most everything, and some 4 pins, and even a triax cable used for sporting events. Triax cable can be also used for HD SDI video. You see, it also has extra base plates. It has a shorter arm. I think it's 130 millimeter. Full schematics and operation manual. Extra main power cable, extension cords, all that good stuff. Okay, so here's the actual crane. It's a Panavision Python crane. Sorry about the blown out background, but the crane is now in the shade. The crane itself is about 30 feet long. I believe the arm length to the end is about 22 feet. As you can see, it has a very heavy duty construction. It has a all-terrain base, as we call it. This is something that we built and fabricated here at our facility. It can be towed by a mule or whatever. There's the leveling base and the trunnion and the pivoting point. So as you can see, the all-terrain base holds another base which was originally fabricated by Panavision Python people, and the base can roll off the all-terrain onto dolly track, standard dolly track, via a ramp which we'll show you later. Here's the interior of the back of the trailer. I believe the trailer is about 18 feet long. The crane with the all-terrain base can roll right in from any location. This shelf holds all the PowerPod accessories. This holds all the leveling bars. And as you'll see, that will hold all of the crane pieces. The trailer has this standard AC hookup. This is a complete dark room in here. It's completely light proof and has provisions for a camera assistant to load film, store gear, or whatever else may be needed. It's a tandem axle trailer. As you can see, this cart is something that we fabricated. It holds all of the electronics for the crane. Okay, so here's how the case goes together for shipping. The case with the electronics is held on via a castle nut, and then the entire thing just lifts off. This is the zapper, for those of you who aren't familiar with the PowerPod. What it does is it allows you to pan and tilt for putting it away. So, as you can see, I'm holding the tilt, and it brings it up to a parking position. And then you can, if you want to, you can even pan with it. And when you've got it fully assembled with the camera on it, this will measure the resistance to tell you if your camera load is balanced or not, dynamically balanced, so that it operates as smooth as possible. You can see it can be easily conformed from the base to dolly track. Okay, so as you can see, we have everything loaded into the trailer here. Everything has its spot. As you can see in the back there, everything's firmly bolted in and can't move. And it's a nice consolidated crane package.